Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th or 8th lab, which is the HEC-RAS. So for HEC-RAS lab, you need to go to the website of JT, and you can see there is a download link, and also you can find the link to the PDF with the instructions. So some of you might have a problem in finding the software's installation file. So I already shared with you the installation file on a shared drive. So you can access to that file and install it very simply in your computer. So you can see that in my desktop, I already have that HEC-RAS file. Before we start, we can go to the left handout. What's saying is like the backwater profiles using the HEC-RAS. HEC-RAS is a very powerful tool which is used for the basin modeling of the rivers. So here, which we'll do is we'll do the backwater profile analysis along a river named Trio and a ridge named Main, and the flow rate of the channel is 50 feet cube per second. So we'll go through the software with the instructions that we see in the tutorial. So let's get started. So here I already have it. So here you can see that it's telling us to open the HEC-RAS and create a file. So you should save it somewhere, like your documents or the desktop. Desktop is a good option. Documents is another good option. You can save it there. And from here, you can see that you should start with creating a new file. So we should start with a new file, new project. And then what I suggest is you could write your name. So like you see, I already have one project in my name. I just copy it with a new name. And I'm saving it in my documents. Okay, so it is just telling you that I will use the US customer units, but later you can change it. Now we add the geometric data. So here you can go to the edit and for the geometric data, and then you can start adding the reaches and the cross sections. So in the geometric data section, here's a river ridge. So once you put your mouse with one click, it starts, and when you put 2 clicks, it ends. So basins are not exactly straight line, so it can be like some meandering here. So once you stop here, you put a double click, and then there comes the name of the river and the name of the ridge. So you can see from here, the name of the river is a Trio, and the name of the ridge is the Main. So I can write it here, Trio and Main. So it's already created. Just ignore what we see in the end. It will be fixed automatically. So after this, what you have to do is you have to add the cross sections. So for the cross section part, we already have some data which is already given here. So we'll input this data for the cross section. So we go to the cross sections. We do not have it yet. So what we'll do is go to options and add a new cross section. We name them as a station's name. So the first one should be the 1.0. So it's automatically created. We have to put these values from the stations and their respective elevations. So the first one is 0, 30, 50, 70, and 90. And the elevations are 7, 6, 4, 6, and 7. And here you can see that there are some other units like the Manning's N value, the reference value is 0.04, 0.04. And the bank station's main channel, the left bank is 30, the right bank is 70. So let's put these values here. This is 30, this is 70.04, 0.035, 0.04, and put all of them as 0, since we have put it as the beginning. So after it, you can put like the apply data. So you can see here that you already have the data saved here basically. So you select the cross section button, click once, and then already you have created one station. So we can make more cross sections here. One way is to repeat the same thing, but it's not a wise option. So what you could do is you could make a copy of this. So go to the options and copy the current cross section. After copying, what we can do is we could change the values. So say for example, we have 9 different cross sections. So we start from 0, and so the value of the 0 should be 0. And when we reach the 9th point, the value should be like 900. So it should be like 9.0. So we already have these values here, but since you can see that we need to change the sum of the values, so what you have to do is adjust the elevations. So like at different cross sections, the reverse mean elevation changes. Somewhere there are some ups and somewhere there are some downs. So we're adjusting it like a way that as we go to downstream, like for each of the part, the elevation is like +4. So what we could do here is we adjust the elevations, and it's like the +4. Okay, so you can see that the values automatically changes for the elevations. And here we have to also set the downstream reach length at 800 feet. So you could replace those zeros with 800. And after doing this, you could again apply the data. So applying the data, you could see like you have both of the values that you need. So once you apply the data, next, since we have like 8 or 9 different stations, we already have one at the 0 and the other at the 800. So we can have the others with the interval. So you go to the tools from the geometric data, click access interpolation within a reach. So we want to put this cross section at interval of 100 feet between them. So do this way and put the interpolate axis, which should automatically produce the different stage cross sections. So you can see here, and we have produced different cross sections here. You can see the different names with 4 decimals and also the stars in the names. But once you do it for your own project, you should change the names, because once you interpolate, they produce a star sign with a precision up to 4 decimal points. So there is a way that you could change it. So you have to go to the cross sections again. Then see here, like let's say for example we want to change the 8. So go to the option and then rename the station. So other than 8.0000, you just put a 1 decimal like 1 and 9, put it OK, and it's done. So once you're done with all of this, we already have everything for the geometry. So we can change like the save the geometric data. So what we can do here is we'll save the geometric data. Here, so you have to go from edit or cross sections. Here you save the geometric data. You can write here say geometry 1 to whatever you want. So it's automatically saved here. And next, what you have to do is you have to start the steady state of the flow. So for the steady flow analysis, we have to go to the steady flow data. So I can go back to the software. So in the HEC-RAS 5.07, you can see that we have this steady flow data. Click here, since we already have said that the flow should be 50 feet cube per second. Put it here and go to the boundary conditions. You need to change the boundary conditions as the normal depth. So go there, put the normal depth, and we have a specific flow slope there, which is 0.005. Click OK, set it like OK, and once it is done, you save the steady flow data. File, save the flow data, and write it like flow 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. So we already have this all done. We have set everything like the steady flow data. Now is the time for the simulation. So go to the software's main tab again and run the steady flow analysis. So here you can start with the subcritical, put on the compute, and you can see that the values are coming here. So once you see all these values, the steady computations and flow processes, there are some one here. You already have done a successful run here. Now after one successful run, what you have to do for the subcritical regime, you already have computed this. Now you have the deliverables. You complete the above exercise individually and submit the detailed output tables on the view. So we have to go back to the view, and in the view you can see a lot of things. You can see the cross sections, how it changes. You can see the water surface profiles. So there's some nice profiles here. You could also see the general profile plot, and also you can see the XYZ plot. There's a nice plot for the X, Y, and Z, like a 3D plot here. So these all are very useful for you, but at the same time, what we really want to see is the profile summary table. Which one is this? So here you have all the locations here. Here is the output table for the profiles, but also we need to see the detailed output tables. So in the detailed output tables, you can take this snapshot of this one, and definitely it should come from your own, and these results can vary one to other, because actually when you're drawing this line, there could be some changes of the angles. Like some of you could draw it like 45-degree angles, some of you could put the angles as 60 degrees, some of you could put more changing the direction of the river. So depending on all those, the results would be different from one another. So if it's like we see that the results of two of you is matching exactly, that means definitely there is something wrong. So each and everyone's results, there should be at least some difference, because it also depends on how you do it. So that's all for the softwares. For this one, what we already said here, this is only for the introductory portion of the HEC-RAS software. HEC-RAS is a very powerful tool. Using this, you can do the modeling, the water modeling for the river basins. And definitely, if you are trying to go somewhere for a job which deals with the water resources engineering or water modeling, This is something that you must learn very carefully. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and definitely we can have more discussion once we go into the WebEx meeting for the class. Thank you for hearing me. Goodbye.